Last episode we did this beautiful vertical layout, 300 by 300. Today we're gonna make the train railroads and the train positions for this build. Let's get some train stuff. Okay, let's do this. What else would I need? Might not need that this episode. And we're gonna get some fuel. Okay. What I want with this build is I want my train to come from the left, and you guys can see that why in the other episode. My train to come from the right side, go up, and then make like a loop, and then go back out. Now, what I want is my train to come to the top and then unload stuff, and I'm gonna have my building stuff over here, and then I want to load my train to new stuff down here. Now, what I also want to add is a few storage units, so I can have storage units and places for the incoming trains and the outgoing trains. Now, let's start by putting the railroad down. Let's see how close we can get. Okay, this is the closest we can get. Let's do the same thing with this side. And nope, they don't connect yet. Boom. That is perfect. Now we can copy that. No, we can't copy that, because Doctor is weird with their trains. But we can redo it. It won't take us long. Let's do this. Nope, step by one again. Let's go down. Is this it? Nope. Step by one again. Let's see if I can get it this time. I'm gonna say it's right here. Nope. I missed it by 2 this time. And then we will figure out where to come in and then where to go out once we're done. Let's just start with this. Let me start by getting radar and electricity to this build. And we want to have this electricity in the blueprint since it's a creative mod and we don't want it to happen on our base mod survival game. And let me get radars. Is there a better radar to add? No. Okay. Radars, let's put a radar down. Radars explore, I wonder why it doesn't say it. But radars explore 100 by 100 area, which means even if we add one here, let's see what happens. And since we do this design, it means that we're going to have radars all around the places, like this and right here, when we add more stuff around this. But I am willing to say that's okay. Okay, now let's do this. Now, you guys can see that there's a small area where the radars don't reach, which is like right here in the middle of there. We're going to need to figure this out. What we can do is we're going to add a radar in the middle. Yes, I was trying to pull this map out. Look at the minimap. So you guys can see where each radar covers. And it's weird that I can't make it perfectly middle, but we're gonna have to live with it. And I think if I put it right here, that would work. And when we get another build here, it would not get in contact with the railroads here. So let's go to the other side, do the same thing. We're gonna have to put this one over here. Now, you guys might realize that there's still, even if I do these guys, there will still be an area in the middle that we can't reach. It's not a big area, it's like this small. Let me show you guys on the minimap again. You guys see the small area that we can't really cover from the corners? Now with that thing, we're gonna have to put a radar in the middle for our build. But to know where to put our radar, we need to build our build first. Let's continue with our railroads. So, like I said, I want my trains to come from the right side. Hopefully, or preferably, from the middle. But it might be better if they come from the bottom right. And we'll play it around and see what's better. So in either cases, they're going to come from this railroad. So if we turn this over here and then make a storage system for it, and like I said, I want to use, I probably didn't say this, but I do want to use 2 by 16 by 2, which means that I want 2 locomotives, 16 cargoes, and then 2 locomotives on the back. Now, I want to see the count of wagons, and just the Ctrl-C command doesn't show me. So I hold Shift, which is the hotkey for blueprinting, and this one shows me how many wagons there is. And it's only 13, so we need 3 more. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 more wagons. 1, 2. So this is how long our train is. Let's blueprint this, because we're going to use this a lot. And don't forget to include trains. Now, with this one, we don't need to snap at the grid. Especially say don't do it, so we can play around with it better. Let's do, no, let's do train. Let's see how long this needs to be. Say this is pretty good. Let's delete this. Now, trains are pretty big, and that's also why our default build is pretty big. Default build. Now, how many storage units I want is another question. I preferably want at least 3 per input. So if I want 1 input, I want 3 places that I can store trains, and they're going to go back to the system. Let's do that, row 2. They're going to go back to the system, somewhere over here, and we might have to adjust this later on. No, let's set by 1 again. And Now we don't need this road anymore because we want trains to go to storage units first and then go back. So let's delete this road. Perfect. Now rail signals. What we want is change signal and normal train signal right over here. And then over here we're going to put this one. And what we can do now is copy paste this with a blueprint. I forgot to include the train. Oh, I didn't do blueprint that time. Okay, include train, it's a blueprint. Let's go. Now, I can make it very compact, but right over here, the train signal touches the train road. So this is the most compact I can make it. Or I can make it like this. For the future builds, doing it more compact might be better. And let's be real, it looks more efficient. So I'm going to do this. For now, I'm going to have 6 storage places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can add more or take out more depending on the build we're making. And I forgot to do this, but oops. Let's add some fuels so that they will be included in the blueprint. Adding fuel is very tedious, but if you do this method once, you're not going to have to do it again. And 1 fuel per train is more than enough because we can also have fuel loaders in our system. So let's get one of these guys too. This one and this guy, this one. Perfect. Now that we have our train system. Now, one thing we forgot to check is see if this place can even store 1 train length, or if I would have to shorten this and make this guy longer. Now, quick way to check that is, now I forgot to save my train. My train blueprint. Nope, it's not it. Yes. Yes, let's see. This is more than enough. For a fact, I can even make this guy shorter. Let's put this train here just for reference. And I think I want to cut it over here. I'm going to bring this guy over right here. Connect this. And voila, we have plenty of space for more incoming trains. And we are going to design an unloader later on in this episode. This episode is going to be a longer episode, especially compared to the last one. Let's go plan out the outgoing route. So I don't want the incoming trains going out and outgoing trains, which are being loaded in this system, to block each other. So what I want to do is let this train go over here and just use this train road and then go off by itself. So where do we put the outgoing trains? Now we can do a couple of things. We can either do another train road right here and load it on this train road, which is going to be perfectly parallel to this train. But if we do that, where would we store the trains? So let's think this through. What if we move this to the left, so it's over here, and then we have another loaders right here, only for the outgoing trains. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna wait here, like the resource trains, and they're just gonna go here and then go into their station, load, and then leave. Now, I kind of like that idea, so let's build it and see how it works. I need, oops, let's take this. Yes. And the closest we can put this is right here. Or is that too close? That is too close. Just do Control Z, paste it again. Boom. And now, if we still want to add more incoming trains, we can add it to the right instead of to the left. Let me get rid of these railroads that we're not going to use right now. Okay, so we have 6 incoming stations. And then let's build, I think 3 would be enough. Let me think about this. Do I want to store trains when they're full of the item I want them to have, or when they're just waiting here? I think I want to store them when they're full. So what I can do is, where I have the entrance, I'll just send the trains over here and then send them back, and then where would I store them? Let me think about this, guys.
11 minutes later.
I'm working on this, and I decided that I wanted the incoming sources and the incoming empty trains to have the same waiting area. So they're gonna come in here, and they're all gonna wait over here. And when it's their turn, when they're asked for, they're either gonna go to their resource input area, or they're just gonna go to the filling area. Now, what I want to do is also make a waiting area for the filled trains, so I don't have to wait for the mechanism to work every single time. So I want this train to go over here, and then I want it to be stored somewhere over here. It would be nice if I can do something like this over here, but the trains we're working with is just way too big for this job. So we have a couple options. Either do this, or pull them all the way up here, and then have a very wide empty area right over here, which we can do stuff with it, but I was thinking we do it somewhere over here. I don't know if I want to have this many waiting areas, but I want at least 4. So let's see how this looks like. Yeah, we're gonna have to delete these, because those are not correct. Okay. We said we wanted 4, so let's make 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 6. And then we're gonna need to change the signs again, so let's delete these. Do the same thing. And then put the train signals right over here. And we'll put train signals here, and then we'll plan out where it goes out. Perfect.